Hi guys, it's Ernest from Proximal Consciousness. How you guys doing today? I got a great subject matter for you today. Intelligence development. Now I know intelligent development is a bit different from knowledge development. When you're talking knowledge development, you're talking the outgrowth of intelligence development. Right? Intelligence development is one's knowledge that one should always be seeking an understanding of the environment, processes, subject, things. It's about problem solving. It's about identifying what one should be thinking, what one should be feeling at a given moment in time, what one should be looking for. It is gaining an understanding that life is about learning and growth. And when you realize that your entire life is about learning and growth, you generally develop a mental process of identifying patterns that would allow you to take in as much information, as much understanding as you can possibly gain from a moment in time. Whether it's studying in college or school or high school, it's when you're opening up a book and looking at a subject that you know that there are certain things there on that page that you must understand, that you must know, and you automatically know to go after those things. It's entering into a room with full of people, and you know why you're there. So you once you enter that room, you go after what you're supposed to. You go to meet the people that you're supposed to meet. You go to where you're supposed to sit, where you're supposed to stand, what you're supposed to be doing when you get to those places. So intelligence development is that innate ability to go after that which is most pertinent, most important for your growth in those moments. It's the wherefores and whys. It's dotting all the I's and T's of preparation so that you can get to a point of being a knowledgeable person, of being in the right place at the right time for the right reasons, right? And this sort of development isn't something that someone else can teach you for the most part. It's a personal journey. I mean, you can be told that you need to work on your intelligence, you know? And what they're really saying is when they tell you you need to work on your intelligence, they're saying to you to pay attention to your existence. Pay attention to introspection. Pay attention to the environment around you. It starts very young. It starts as soon as your parents, right? As soon as your parents begin to suckle you, or you begin to suckle, I should say. It begins when your parents begin to direct you, when they begin to take you places and show you things and move you around in this way and that way. It begins when you start going to early years of school. And you begin to take in information. You begin to learn to pay attention to certain things, certain signals, certain important moments throughout your days, your moments, your days, your years. So intelligence development is something that's very important. It's something that will benefit you your entire life. When you focus on developing intelligence and looking and rooting and foraging for those key elements of a moment, of a time, of a setting that will give you an advantage on someone else, that will help you to be better, to be more focused, to be more alert, to be more knowledgeable. Right? Now, some parents who understand this will make sure that their children are put through various processes, put through various settings. They'll take their children to work sometimes. Sometimes they'll go there and walk around the school with their children. They'll sit in the classrooms with their children. They'll take their children to plays and operas and libraries, and they'll point various areas, hoping that you'll develop an interest, an inner interest for those places. So much so that you'll what? That you'll love to go to those places, that you'll seek out inwardly, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, you will seek out what is most valuable in those places. When you go to the library, you'll see all the subject matters, you'll flip through the index catalog, you'll come across hundreds of subject matters, and to hope that some of those subject matters will pique your interest, that will draw you in, and you'll learn how to get started in building knowledge in those areas, right? But it only begins once you start developing intellectually, intelligence, because it's your intellectual development, it's your intelligence that will take you to those places, that will guide you in learning those things and having those subject matters to open up to you, right? And this is something that starts early on. And you can get on a job. I mean, once you get to college and get to a job, or a trade skill, it's 360-degree learning. It's always being open to picking up what's pertinent no matter, whether it's handling a certain kind of tool, whether it's handling a certain type of material, whether it's approaching a certain subject matter, whether it's taking in a test and learning how to organize and to develop the proper approach to a problem so that it simplifies it and makes it easier to solve, makes you more consistent, more able to accomplish what needs to be accomplished in the time frame that's given to you, right? To say that you want to develop intelligence is to say that you want to gain awareness of all the things that you should be aware of in order to gain knowledge about a particular thing, a particular subject, a particular place, a particular person. It is an approach to anything and everything that matters. And even when something doesn't matter, it's an intelligence development and approach that allows you to classify it as such. I mean, men wanting to meet women, women wanting to get meant to meet men. It's an intelligence development that begins at an early age that lets you identify how you should approach these people or that person, how you should navigate through the conversations, how to overcome certain obstacles, certain setbacks, how to speed things up, how to slow things down, how to move in directions that may benefit you, how to curtail things that may not benefit you at a given point or that may be useful in the future but not now. That's intelligence. That's intelligence development. I mean, it's not difficult to begin that journey. It's the wherefores and whys. What makes this important? Why would this benefit me? Going this direction versus that direction, right? I mean, that's something that's very important. Politics. Having a sense of where a country is or government is very important. I mean, having a sense of what needs to take place, what's most important for a president, a governor, a mayor at a given time, a congressman, it's an important thing to know. I mean, you get some people that get bogged down in the various parties, Republican, Democrat, this, that, and the other. And they don't necessarily pay attention to where the country is, where the populace is, where the economy is, where the government is, to know which person best suits them. They don't have any intelligence about their approach to the matter. So they use basic rules of thumb that has been untried, untested. They're just sheep herded into a specific direction. And you don't want that. You want to make intelligent decisions. You want to ultimately have knowledge about something, and the only way to gain the knowledge that you need about something is to take an intelligent approach to it, right? And there's many things that can derail that approach. You know, there are distractions, there's grouping, there's sheep herding, there's all kind of things that can trip a person up and deviate a person from developing intelligence. Right? You know, you can spend very little time on it. You can be so busy doing the wrong thing that you never develop any sense of how to develop intelligence. I mean, there are so many activities and so many distractions that can otherwise totally derail a person's abilities for developing intelligence, true intelligence. Right? So it's a very important thing. It's a very important process that every individual, no matter what age, no matter how old, no matter what socioeconomic background, no matter what level of education that a person has, intelligence development is the keys for success. It's something that should be encouraged. It's something that should be practiced. It's something that needs to be worked through all day, every day of your life. Because without it, if there's very little knowledgeable progress that can be made, there'll always be weaknesses, there'll always be distractions. Contribution would be drastically limited without intelligence development. Right? So that's the thought I had for today, you guys. I think that everyone should do themselves a very important favor and learn a little something about intelligence development. Okay? So I look forward to you guys talking to you again. I hope you're subscribing to my videos. And I'll see you later. Bye now.